Maybe I've got my settings fixed. I got idiots today rumbling my walls. I'm going to actually just sue. I decided I'm going to sue them. We had this problem years ago. I'm just going to sue that fairgrounds. I've decided you don't have a right by Georgia law to do that permit or not. If he wants to have his concerts like that, he needs to build him a place that he can have them. Tear that dump down that's there and build an amphitheater there or something. That dumpy building, I'm just going to sue him. That's my only recourse. He's rattling my fucking walls. I'm going to sue the city, too, for allowing it. Because they can stop it. Oh, yes, they can. You can stop people if they don't abide by the rules. You can stop them. They told us there's nothing they could do about it. Oh, yes, you can. You can shut it down as an unlawful event. They're going to get sued either way, so if they're trying to avoid a lawsuit, they're going to get sued. I'm not going to play games this time. I'm actually going to file it instead of just threatening. I'm sick of it. Public record, by the way. Indeed, I ought to go out and stream some of it. To show how fucking loud it is. Where you got people living in businesses. Fucking garbage. I mean, you can have an event without having it that loud. When you're out in the middle of nowhere, that's one thing. When I file my lawsuit, I'm going to sue the city, too, for allowing it. Because they can shut it down. They can be deemed an unlawful gathering, and it can be shut down. I know all about that because how they do conservatives like that. You let Alex Jones or something and them get out and make noise, they'll shut it down. What makes these people special? This is fucking Mother's Day. I mean, it doesn't admit it in the paper. They're not allowed to do that. A permit can't get them around that. The law's the law. There's a certain noise level you have to meet, and I'd say what I'm hearing is too loud. It's rattling my walls. I wish I could get my volume up. Let's see what I can do here. Probably turn my filter off. I won't do it. I'm reading my stream. It's always something around here, though. Disrespectful heathen. Always something around this town. That's why I hate it. Am I in the live feed or the... Yeah, I gotta change. I gotta remember. I gotta swap it. I'm in the Sony. Oh, look, it's Gringy today. I don't know, it ain't night yet. Okay, I ain't gonna let them get me in a bad mood. That's what they trying to do. They're trying to make us miserable as hell around here. I mean, you can just tell it. Where is the settings? Oh yeah. Let's see. I mean, you can just see what they're doing. They're just making us miserable. That's what they're trying. That's what an antenna is. I pray for God to leap on them the 50 times the miseries they're trying to inflict on the people of this town. Indeed, may all their weapons turn to night. Did I give her a shower for today? I don't remember. I don't remember. I may have gave her one when I signed off. We'll just put different outfits on. It's a little lower than it was earlier. I have to admit that, but it's still too loud. If he wants to put on festivals, let him have the venue to do it. Third people. I mean, I don't care if I'm having fun. I like playing myself. I don't really like complaining about it. You wanna know why I don't like complaining about it? Because I basically like concerts, music too, but when too loud, it's too loud. When you're disturbing everybody else around you. You can have a good time and hear it without that. I'd rather it not be so loud anyway, because when I go to a place and it's too loud, my ears hurt for days and days and days. And when the volume's just right, I'm deciding whether I want to sell it or just keep it to go for sale. I think I'll keep it. Yeah, I never wanted to be one of them old people that complained about the sound. But then people just kept getting louder and more obnoxious and obnoxious. And I become one of them old people. I like things semi-loud. I mean, not completely a nun or a priest or a monk. Well, I like it just right. Let's put it that way. Just right. Just right. Crazy. Wonder what she's gonna do today. I hope I got these levels right. I think I do. It looks like it's holding steady. It flaps every once in a while. I was reading up though. I'm gonna set it up a little different. I just got to get me the correct cable size. I will eventually. I think it's the way I've got it set up. I think I'm gonna turn it into an extended hotspot where it's wired. Thinking that's the best bet. I was just reading up on that just before I went streaming. Think that might work better for my solution. If not, I'll have to try to find somebody to run cables. I can't do it myself. I'm disabled. Because I'm tired of dealing with this. Sometimes I can't even get my games running. And every night I go to streaming, it's just a hassle. I spend an hour and a half trying to get it even up running. The car slowed this and done some damage, but no. When you look at the Democrats' plan to states with dumb voters, they'll just vote for them. You realize why they're trying to make this city mad, because it's one of the strongholds where conservatives are at. I mean, Stacey Abrams was even focusing on this area last time when she was running. That's the reason they're trying to make us all miserable. They're trying to run us all out and make us move out. That's the game they're playing. You see, I'm not an idiot to their game. I know exactly what they're doing. For the record, every day I pray that Soros and them croak, including his son. You know, young people can die too. You get them animals. Indeed, I wish a Passover would happen to all these evil people. And they just miraculously drop dead at one time. It would be a blessing from the Lord if they did. Just drop. Because they're making this world miserable. Starving people to death. Planting famines. There's probably no reason to have a famine in today's environment. I mean, you can make desert lands in today's world. You can. There's no reason to have any kind of famine. No reason. No reason. You got man-made elements that can grow food. You can build greenhouses. No reason for a famine. None. That's something people didn't have in the old world. They want you dead. That's why I pray for them to just drop dead. People don't like me saying that tough. Deal with it. That's the way I feel. There's no reason for no reason. Now, if a solar flare hits you or something like that, a natural disaster and cause stuff, it'd be one thing. Solar flares, by the way, can take out your electrical stuff. They used to affect the radio waves. I used to follow Art Bell on that. And sometimes you could get them transmitters. If you hit them on certain days, you get a little more power than others, depending on how the sun is going. Or it could totally affect the radio wave, make it lower. I could always tell when them sun flares were hitting. My signals was extra staticky. Of course, y'all know I used to like the static. It made me feel like my radio broadcast was far away. I'm talking about the old days before you had the Chinese you can transmit. Chinese transmitters pick up just about like a cord or something sometimes. Just depends on how far away you are from it. It keeps getting the cops on it. With God, they'll always leave in there if they don't repent. Because, that's really His will. His will is for everybody. And I'm not going to go against His will. But I don't think they're going to repent. Look at their eyes. I think they've already been totally consumed by. I don't even know if there's real men left behind these people. They don't look it. They don't look like there's any humanity left in them. They look like some kind of foreign devil entities or something. That's just the way they look. They don't even look like they even have souls anymore. Black. A lot of them. When you look at their eyes, they look different than regular people. Just look at them. There's something different about those people. Those ones that are sold out to evil. There's something different when you see their faces. There's something different about their demeanors, their eyes, their faces, their facial expressions. It don't even look. It looks like you can see whatever the entity that is possessing them is. And it don't. I think they're not even there anymore. I think whatever's took them. I think something's already zapped them out of their bodies, and they're just whatever the thing is. It's my opinion. Because they don't even look human. In the book, I know it was just a fiction book, H.G. Wells, when they went into time, the spider people. They didn't look human. The Bram Dracula movie from the 90s kind of looks like them people. The one they made? It's gruesome. I don't really like watching that one. It's too gruesome for me. That newer Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. That thing nauseates me. I can't see it. And I always liked vampire movies. That thing was nauseous to me. I couldn't see that thing. Just looking at it would make me queasy. That's sort of the way the spider people. That's sort of the way the spider people do. Queasy. Queasy. I'm telling you, I get queasy one. I was watching it one time. It's right before my daddy died. And then he see Pete down there and he asked me, "Why are you watching?" I said, "I'm watching it old Dracula." So, oh, that's the last time I attempted to watch it. I'm hurting my ribs or something. Hope I'm okay. I don't know why I ain't done nothing. I mean, I ain't done no exercises this week because I spent all week mastering, mixing and mastering. I'll try not to be in a bad mood today. It's gonna be hard because I have a feeling as it gets later that usually with that thing down there. I mean, there's this one time we was watching a pay-per-view. I couldn't even hear the damn fucking pay-per-view. I just cut it off. That's how disrespectful that bean is. And my sister called him one time. He was an asshole. I don't know if he's still running it or not. He was an asshole. I mean, just a total ass. I guess he'll just have to visit through a courtroom. But I guess that's the only way you can deal with people like that. But I did get relief for 2 years of it, and I shouldn't have complained about it. You know, that happened a little bit after that happened. Maybe God done it to him. But it's real more about their plan to shut down everything. That's why I didn't support it. He was horrible that year before. This guy was horrible this year before all the shutdown. He was just terrible. And I was literally praying for God to stop him. But I am going to take him to court. I've just decided. Because by Georgia law, he don't have a right to do that. They can't give him a permit to give him a permit. He thinks because he's running Mexican Fest, he can get by with it. But I can still sue his ass. They think they're God's race. Nobody can't touch them. And they just as much as invaders as the white men, because if you look at the history of the Indians and the Mexicans, they didn't get along. I know this whitewash bullshit that they teach in school. But I mean, there's articles that dates back to the way back where Indians and Mexicans at the border were getting into it. Because the Mexicans would come across the border and kill their children and families and wives. And Geronimo hated their guts to the day he died. So this bullshit that they're telling about everything peace and chummy before the white man come here is a bunch of bullshit. It wasn't. And they're Middle Americans. They're not Northern Americans. There is a difference. They tell this other bullshit, but it's not. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's why you need to know history. That's why you need to know history. Because they can just tell you any bullshit they want to invent. They're just as much as invaders as the white man. I'm going to start referring to them as the wannabe Indians. Because that's what they are, the wannabe Indians. They're like Elizabeth Warren. They're wannabe Indians. And this area was the Cherokees. They were some of the greatest Indians that ever existed. I can't even claim that heritage because my mama's people, she come from, her people come from wherever, whatever the Indians would have been from her area. She was from the Elvis area. Tupelo and Memphis. Whatever Indians would have been out there would have been probably been who we would have been kin to. I hadn't never looked them up. I did look them up one time. I think, what is it though? Choctaws, Blackhawks, or whatever they were called. They were kind of, some of them were kind of savages. So I'd been more kin to the savages too. But now the Cherokee Nation, they wanted languages and everything else. They were the ones that owned this area. I respect the Cherokees. Indeed, I'm kind of teed off at the carpet mills, because if you know the history of that, you know they come in here and took their businesses away. And then they started, under the guise of humanitarian, we all know they just wanted cheap labor. But that's what that was the argument. They'd always try to make you feel like a racist. Try to make you feel like a racist for not wanting illegal aliens. There's a difference between an immigrant. There's a difference. They try to make you feel guilty and try to browbeat you, and you know, when they were the biggest racists that ever existed, because they run the original Cherokee people out here on the Trail of Tears. Then they tried to make me feel like some big bag racist for just opposing them misusing people and bringing them here illegally. And they the ones that's the big bad racists, because I wouldn't never run the Cherokees out of here. I respect their culture. The Cherokees, if you read up on the Cherokees, they were one of the greatest sects of Indians there was. They wanted language and everything. Civilized. Yeah, I can't even claim heritage to them because our people come from, I don't know where my other grandmother's side on my daddy's side comes from. We don't know much about that. I'm sure they had some too. But my grandmother, she kind of looked Indian. You know, I always knew the tale that the FBI told about Means and them was full of bullshit. My parents and my grandmother visited that area back when that was going on, and they were scared about being shot, and they said nobody bothered them. So we saw three Indians stand if they didn't bite her. They went out that area. You know, I used to listen to Means on Alex Jones. You know, they lied about Means. They told a bunch of bullshit, said he's a terrorist. Oh, he's just fighting for his land. It's bad enough they run him off as wherever he come from. The FBI are the real terrorists. They were probably behind January 6th. Because I'm telling you, there was some jokers out there. Because every time I would read those comments, I'd say, no, you don't want to go that route. You want to keep things peaceful. All the people that I was listening to was calling for peace. I never heard any call for violence. Including Marjorie Taylor Greene. What she's saying, she's talking forefighters talk. When she's doing that, she's quoting forefighters. Read their papers. You can tell idiots never read history to know that what that language is forefighter language. Oh yeah, though. The 90s, they deemed the fighters terrorists. They were actually training at the police officers. Jones and them used to have the videos of it. Them training the police officers that the fighters were terrorists. She's just talking fighter talk. When she's using that language, she's using the fighter talk. Hell, I used to do it years ago when I first got on the internet. I kind of calmed it down now because they label everything terrorist. Back when I was young and dumb, I did it all the time. That's fighter language. Read the writings. Read the writings of Thomas Jefferson. You can tell idiots never studied history to claim that. Holler that because they would know that. They would know that that's fighter talk. We got something worse than a king. We got a global cabal. That's far worse than any king of England. I'd serve the king of England 10 times before I'd serve these people. I wouldn't serve him. Because they are a corporate nightmare. It wants to control every bit of every aspect of your life. Woo-hoo! He's driving fast. They won't even tell you can't work if you don't fit into their plans. When usually in the old days when you got fired from somewhere, you just went and worked somewhere else. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Now they don't want people to have the ability to even work or make a living. It's because they deem them unfit. Got to shut this stuff up. It's not supposed to be here. This is my game. This aggravating town all the time. But I know the game. I know what it is. It's a political game. It's a political game. They're trying to make these people miserable. And it's probably a plus knowing they get to do it to me too. But I've been running my mouth about them since I got on the internet. Even I was running it before, it's just nobody heard it. I was doing it in my recordings at home and around people that knew me. My family. But I always ran my mouth. It's just when I got on the internet, I started making it public. In other words, it became just more than an inside thing. Boy, you heard a lot too. He was out amongst the people that couldn't get work. Those same dirty carpet mills that I like to talk about all the time that robbed the Cherokees. Cutting their own people's throats as well. That's what's wrong with these people. They'd sell their own mother, daughter, sister, brother, children down the tubes just to be in a part of this global cabal. That's the kind of sleazy people they are. That's how sleazy they are. They'll cut anybody's throat. Then, if anybody opposes that, Well, I don't care. You call me a text. Call me whatever you want. Your names will never hurt me. It still don't make it true. It still don't make it true. I ain't terrorizing anyway. I just want a right to live. I want to be left alone. And I don't need a corporate master. First of all, I don't even work for no corporations. There's no reason for a corporation to even be ruling my life. Wasn't able to work. Speaking of which, I'm probably going to have to get off here in a minute. I'm getting tired. I need to get me something else to think about. Let's see. I had to do this the other day because some pissed off woman tried to hit me. I mean, the old woman tried to hit us. I don't think she tried to, but I mean, you ought to know when there's a wreck ahead, you got to pull over. And that's just common sense. Oh yeah, these dummies don't know nothing. Her problem was she got mad because we tried to pull over in front of her and she was in a hurry to get somewhere. That was really her problem. And that's what pissed me off. See, that's the way they think when they're driving. Yeah, I'm that way too about things too, but when you see traffic stuff going on, you gotta know you gotta sometimes make arrangements for that. I didn't even know she was a she. Like I said, I didn't. I just seen a car. My mother told me she was a she. After I started flipping her off and cussing, I told her I don't care. I didn't care. Sometimes I can see who's in the drivers if it's a clear view. Well, we was pulling over from the other lane. If they just keep it like it is right now, I mean, I can sort of hear it, but I would be fine with that. I would be fine. But they won't. Indeed, as it gets darker, they'll get worse and worse, just like they always did in the past. But I'm not the one being unreasonable, so I don't want to hear nothing. I don't care whether they have a good time or not. I just don't want their time affecting mine. And I have a right to live. I got a right to peace too. I wish I felt better than I did, dude. I'm not wanting to go off. I'm not wanting to stop playing. Indeed, I'm wanting to take some mission. I feel so tired all the time. I'm so tired of feeling tired. But that's my life, and I'm so far just accepting it. I want to accept it. I have to get me something to drink or water or something. I probably should have just killed my mic today because I knew I was going to be agitated and that going on. That's bad enough I got my own personal shit to deal with, and I have to deal with other people's shit. Deal with other people's bullshit. Same old shit, different day. Smart ass that got in trouble. And I'm glad he got in trouble because he was a hateful cop, by the way. He had enough nerve to throw up that place has been there for a long time. Yes, it has been, but my mother lived here for a long time too. Her people come here a long time ago. Indeed, the street's named after our family on her side. Because they owned all this stuff up through here at one time. The glens and the woods. Problem was, and I can even testify for many of it because I don't remember ever being aggravated like it has been in the past few years. And I've been here for 47 this year. We was only in Tunnel Hill for while I was a baby, and while I was getting older, I'd already moved here. So I've been here pretty much my whole life. She only lived in Tunnel Hill a few years. I like to guy she was talking to the other night, he said, "That don't count. You pretty much been here all your life." That's what he told her. He's talking to this guy over at Turnbuckle. I only spent my childhood years in an early childhood. I mean, like when I was a baby and getting ready to go to school in another place. So I've pretty much been here my whole life. And I don't never remember it being as bad as it was when we was complaining. Oh, they never complained before. Oh yeah, now every once in a while they'd have stuff going on, but I think that was some little club around the area. I don't think it was the actual fire. There used to be something else we got to start in because they'd be going well past midnight, making all kinds of noise, well into 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. That's one thing when you have a little local place like that. But of course, you could probably still go after them too, the way the noise laws are. There ain't no permit you can get for that. Of course, nobody really wants to go that route, but I'm one of these days, I'm just going to push it. I'm going to go that route. If you probably had been in the law, you'd probably win. You'd probably win. You'd probably win. Because, like I said, they can't give no permit for that. There's no permit to get around that. We probably should start making some of this stuff actual criminal offenses instead of legal offenses. That way it would stop it. People start actually going to jail over it. That would actually stop it. Nobody going to go to jail over that. I mean, it's the same as assault. When you're literally rattling people's homes, you're pretty much assaulting them. You're pretty much assaulting that person. Ought to be charged with assault. Assault with a deadly weapon. Sound is a weapon, by the way. How the police even use it now. They got them LP things in the military. It's an audio weapon, is what it is. You ought to be able to charge them with assault. I ain't never seen that before. I'm gonna go through there. I found something I ain't never seen before. Okay, I'm noting the time because I'm starting to get a headache. I don't get headaches, so I rarely get them. It's 3 320. Gonna make note of that. Because that's physical. That's physical assault there. I'll name that in my suit. They're giving me a headache. And that's something that they can't even say medically about me, because, I mean, even all my problems that I have, I rarely have headaches. It's physically giving me a headache. Hearing that old bumpity bass. Bad enough I have to deal with my health issues the way I do. I have to put up with other people's garbage on me. So I made a public note of that. And a recorded note. Because public, those videos can be taken down. But the recording can't be. I'll still have it as an archive. These people are probably in with Abrams and them, if I had my guess. I know she had her big booty all over this place back when the elections was happening. They like making these citizens miserable. I am stuck. Is that not the part? I see a sprint. Ay, my head. Wherever you are, I hope you get the hottest spot in hell. I hope you get the most noisiest and hottest. You have to listen to it for thousands, billions of years. You'll sit and wish I hadn't done those poor people like that. I hope you're miserable in hell, bitch, whoever you are. I hope you're miserable. I wish you a miserable existence. Oh.